All right, Shalom. First, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. Yeah, I just wanted to give it a little bit of time, so brothers could basically come on. But yeah, basically just going into this whole national emergency that they're saying that today around 3, Trump is going to give a speech on this coronavirus, and he's supposed to declare a national emergency. All right, based on this, right now, I was in the living room when I heard it, and through the spirit, I found a couple of information, or I said I found some information here, all right, that is pretty interesting concerning what is going to happen when he declares this national emergency. Okay, because man, let me look it up. Because see, I was in my kitchen, and when I heard it on the news, basically it was on CNN, and they were saying, oh, what would happen? What are some things we can expect to see? What are some changes that can be made when Trump declares this national emergency? And the first thing the lady said was, well, he's gonna declare it under the Stafford Act. Okay. And so, keyword, I said, okay, let me go look up what the Stafford Act is. Okay, which I ended up doing, and it led me right here. Now, what's interesting about this article here is that it ties right in to this list of FEMA presidential executive orders. Okay, and I'm going to show you how. Okay, because they're saying he's going to activate this so he can access the disaster relief funds. All right, so on and so forth. But also, what can he do? He can activate FEMA. Okay, and we know, all right, that FEMA is going to play a big role, all right, in the times to come. Hence, we call them FEMA camps, all right, aka concentration camps, but really under FEMA. Okay, so when you see that declaration or that enactment of FEMA, then you start to understand, okay, they're really taking it there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read this little portion right here. All right, I'm going to link it up with these executive orders, just so you get an idea, all right, of what could possibly happen if Trump declares his national emergency. Okay, so it says here, the Robert T. Stafford Disaster Relief and Emergency Assistance Act, or the Stafford Act, is a United States federal law designed, so it's a law, okay, designed to oh man, that's funny. It says designed to bring an orderly and systemic means of federal natural disaster assistance for state and local governments in carrying out their responsibilities to aid citizens. Now, as you're reading this, you have to keep in mind the certain words they use, they tend to use broad and vague words, all right, that can in some means be subjective, okay? So that way they don't have to specify exactly what they're going to do, all right, but they'll still be able to do it. It says Congress's intention was to encourage state and localities to develop comprehensive disaster preparedness plans, prepare for better intergovernmental coordination in the face of a disaster, encourage the use of insurance coverage, and provide federal assistance programs for losses due to a disaster. Now, here's the main part that I'm going to get. Now, pay attention, right? It says the Stafford Act is a 1988 amended version of the Disaster Relief Act of 1974. It created the system in place today by which a presidential disaster declaration or an emergency declaration triggers financial and physical assistance through the Federal Emergency Management Agency, aka FEMA. All right. So what happens once the president declares a national emergency, or once an emergency is declared? Okay, FEMA gets activated. And what happens when FEMA gets activated? It says what? This act, which is also what? A United States federal law, right? This act, or the act, gives FEMA the responsibility for coordinating governmental or government-wide relief efforts. All right. Now, once again, like I said about the vagueness, relief efforts, what are relief efforts? Okay. What isn't that subjective? What if what they consider relief efforts might not be what you consider relief efforts? Okay. They can do something and say this is a part, all right, of the relief efforts that we're doing. And I'm going to bring it here soon so you can see what I'm getting to. All right. So I'll read this part again. It says that the act gives FEMA the responsibility for coordinating government-wide relief efforts. FEMA, just a heads up, FEMA is not there to come out and hand sandwiches out to you and make sure you're all good. The FEMA that you're going to know soon is not the FEMA that you thought you knew. The federal response plan includes contribution from 28 federal agencies and non-governmental organizations, such as the American Red Cross. It is named for Senator Robert Stafford, and it goes on there. All right. Now that I mentioned this main part here, all right, that the act basically triggers and activates FEMA, right? Cool. Now let's read this right here. This is the FEMA list of presidential executive orders. All right. It says, on February 16, 1962, President John Kennedy signed several executive orders which would allegedly give certain dictatorial powers to appointed bureaucrats in the event a national emergency should be declared by the president. Okay? Whichever president, and what are they saying? They're saying Trump is going to declare a national emergency, right? And what happens if a president declares a national emergency under the Stafford Act? It says, where am I at? Okay. It says a disaster declaration or an emergency declaration triggers financial and physical assistance through FEMA. So it activates FEMA. If a national emergency is declared, all right, FEMA gets activated. And what happens when FEMA gets activated? The executive orders that were given to FEMA are now fair game. It says whichever president is sitting in office at the designated time, at the president's discretion, in any time of increased international tension. What's an example of international tension? Maybe a global pandemic. Let's say Corona. Okay, let's go with that. It says, or economic or financial crisis. We're seeing how this virus is affecting the economy. Okay, so it says the executive orders could theoretically be enacted. All right, these executive orders signed by Kennedy, check this out, would give authority to the Federal Emergency Management Agency to control communications, energy, food, fuel, farms, transportation, highways, railroad, inland waterways, and seaports, health, education, and welfare. All right. And then it goes on, which I'm going to read as well. But you know what these are examples of? These are examples of relief efforts. Okay. Once FEMA comes into power, what is FEMA there to do? FEMA, it says the act, all right, the Stafford Act gives FEMA the responsibility for coordinating government-wide relief efforts. Okay, what can you classify some of those relief efforts as? Would be what? FEMA having control of the communications, the food. These are all what? FEMA's now in control. All right, you know, like when you watch a detective show and they have your local sheriff taking care of an investigation, and then you have the higher ups come in there and they're like, all right, this investigation is now under our jurisdiction, and then they show their badge and they say, you're off the case, we're taking over now. Sort of like that. FEMA's gonna come in like, you know what, step aside, fall back, we in control now. Okay, and once FEMA's in control, well, let me finish reading here. It says draft citizens into workforces under government supervision. Relocation of populations. That's an example of what? Relief efforts. designates areas to be abandoned as unsafe. Now, relocation of populations, where is FEMA going to take you after they relocate you? Right? Relocate. That means they're going to take you from one location and take you to another location. Where are they going to relocate you or relocate you to? That's why you have things like FEMA camps. Okay? It says designates areas to be abandoned as unsafe, relocates communities. Where are they going to take you? You got to think about all that, man. And controls all public storage facilities. Because what? When the nation is on a lockdown, okay, and there's a national emergency, and now FEMA becomes the those in charge. FEMA, martial law can be declared under FEMA, all right, or FEMA's control, okay, and that would do what? Let me actually read this next line. On February 27th, 1962, Kennedy signed Executive Order 11051, designating FEMA as the authorized agency to implement the above orders, and which authority can be redesignated by the original authority. So FEMA can implement these executive orders. But before that, FEMA needs to be activated. FEMA needs to be enacted. All right. You need to now give rise and power to FEMA to come and take control. And once they're in control, they can what? They can say, okay, well, you know what? We're going to seize all means of transportation, including your personal cars, trucks, so on and so forth, under Executive Order 10999. People don't know these executive orders. So when FEMA comes in there and well, let's take another one, for example. Okay, let's do this. Seizure of all health, education, and welfare facilities, public and private. See, FEMA comes in there. Okay, we're doing this, and that. You're saying, wait, what are you talking about? They're gonna tell you Executive Order 11001. We're we can do such and such. Okay, so in essence, these executive orders here, these executive orders are martial law orders. Okay, that FEMA has the power to enact. Okay. Now, what you need to keep in mind is as the numbers rise, they're going to take more and more drastic measures. Okay. So they started off with declaring states of emergencies in different states. All right. Deploying the National Guard. Okay. Doing the European country ban. And next, what? Declaring a national emergency because the numbers are rising. The more the numbers rise, the more drastic measures they take. So now you declare a national emergency. Now FEMA's in control. FEMA gets power. FEMA's now, because the Stafford Act does what? The act gives FEMA the responsibility for coordinating government-wide relief efforts. So now FEMA's active. Okay, now the numbers are getting worse. So FEMA says, oh, okay, things are getting bad. We need to enact these executive orders, all right, that gives us the power to do all these listed here and maybe even more. Okay. Look at one of these. Seizure of all housing and finance authorities to establish forced relocation, designated areas to be abandoned as unsafe. You in your house, 4 a.m., boom, they kick down your door and they dragging you out. The whole neighborhood lined up, getting sent into trucks, all right, and taking you to FEMA camps. Under Executive Order 11004, we have permission to Okay. So, like I said, people don't know these executive orders, okay? But once you hear about FEMA, man, just know that they really stepping things up, man. Okay. So yeah, that was pretty much what I have here. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'll post a link to these executive orders in the description of this video. But I also have a clip here. All right, this is from the trailer. All right, it says Gray State. That was the movie that was supposed to come out, which they I believe what they said, the creator, they said he committed suicide and killed his family. Apparently, all right. Most people believe that he was actually taken out. All right, he was murdered because of the content that was going to be in the movie. And so this is the concept trailer for that movie, which I'm pretty sure a lot of brothers, all right, and a lot of people have already seen this trailer. But one thing, the reason I'm gonna play this trailer is because when you see these, when you watch this trailer and you see the concentration camps and you see the martial law, look at the troops that are in charge. Okay, look at who's in charge when martial law is declared. Look at who's in charge when the FEMA camps are established. It's FEMA. All right, I'm gonna play this real quick. Look at that, being surveillanced. Militarized state. Look at that. Troops right there. Look at that. Here it is. Yeah, you back to school. Your kids are in school, but look at that. Troops everywhere. It's a militarized state. It's a police state. RFID. RFID chip. Okay. What is that? The mark of the beast. Okay. The RFID chip. You're going to see that. Okay. Apparently that was the them chipping the kit. All right. And so now they're activating it, they're scanning it. Look at that. Scan. That's how you buy and sell. Okay. Be smart, be safe, sign up, get your RFID chip. You see, that's the new that's the new norm. Be smart, be safe, get your RFID chip. All right. She doesn't have the chip, so how's she gonna buy and sell? She can't, pursuant to Revelation 13 and 16, that no man may buy or sell, save he that had the mark. All right. Shut down. Okay. QE4 announced Federal Reserve attempts to stop hyperinflation. So you're gonna have hyperinflation going on. Look, the stock market is dropping in here. Okay. Hyperinflation is gonna cause what? It's gonna cause panic and chaos. Why? Because you go to the store and a dozen eggs cost like $50. You're like, what the hell? You know, because this virus is affecting the stock market is affecting the economy. What you're gonna start seeing? Inflation. All right. See that? Civil unrest, travel suspended. We already seen that now. Martial law declared. Oh boy. It says martial law declared. National Guard deploys to quell rioting. You see, the National Guard, like I said, is not out there to hand out sandwiches and give hugs. They're there to for force. If force is necessary, they're there. Yeah, everybody's scared now, right? Look at this. Look at this. What is this? FEMA camps. UN, United Nations troops. Okay. You got the concentration camp right there. What does that say? FEMA. FEMA. All right. So you got to really look, man, when FEMA comes into power, what is this? This is probably food. Okay. That they're distributing or they're rationing. Okay. They're telling these people, you got to calm down, man. They got it all barricaded and everything. Okay. Because that's how bad it's going to get. Now, they're quote unquote disaster relief, right? These are part of the relief efforts, right? But who's in control right now? FEMA. Out of stock. So you go to the supermarkets and it's out of stock. Where are you going to end up going? You're going to end up going straight to them camps because you're going to hear that they're giving food over there. You know, if your neighborhood is unsafe and you know, panic is going on, come to them, go to them camps, man. They giving food and they doing so. That's what they're going to tell you. But what do the scriptures say? Woe unto you that go down to Egypt for help. You run up into them concentration camps, you might not make it out. You see that? I think it'll come again. FEMA. So who are these troops? When martial in the trailer, when martial law was declared, who was in authority when it was declared? FEMA. When you saw those concentration camps, who was sponsoring it? FEMA. Okay. You see those troops? With every weapon of the state turned against us, because they're gonna cause a situation where you'll have no option but to riot and panic and uproar. And that gives them the excuse to come in and clamp down. See that? Kick down your doors, come up in there, forceful relocation that we read, right? Remember we read about forceful relocation? Boom, they kick down your door. Up. Look at that. Boom. Now, let's go back into the FEMA executive orders. All right. I'm pretty sure that creator might have read these already, man, because where does it say? Executive Order 11000, seizure of all American people for workforces under federal supervision, including the splitting of families if the government finds it necessary. So what happened here? They kicked down the door. And what did they do? Boom. Boom. They just took him. They just took his woman away from him. All right. Where's she gonna go? He doesn't know. Where's she gonna go? She doesn't know. All right. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Pop. Boom. Boom. So you just think that everything is gonna be all good. Think that these FEMA troops are coming here to give you flowers and dandelions and all that. When you start seeing this, all right, you seen that? Boom, boom, boom. When you start seeing this happening in front of you, when you probably one of those people on your knees and they bang, all right, that's when you gonna understand, man. You resisting, you're an enemy of the state. There it is. You're gonna have people fighting back, but you're fighting against the government with grade, I don't know, A++ military weapons. All right, they let the super soldiers out. You ain't gonna, your guns are not gonna do anything. Now you understand why the Lord is gonna have to give us that spiritual power, man. You see, splitting up families. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Go back again. Bang, bang, bang. Just like that. Just like that. No mercy, man. As the scripture said, Ezekiel 9:5. Slay utterly old and young. All right. Both man and woman, little children, everybody could get it. Okay. They're gonna be certain neighborhoods that they're gonna go up in there and just start killing. Like you see them troops up them stairs, man. Certain neighborhoods, they're gonna forcefully relocate you, but certain neighborhoods, they're just gonna start putting you down, man. They might line you all up. You got the chip? No, bang, bang, bang. All right. Look at this. So what did they do after they look? What did they do after they separated him and his wife? They put a bag over their head. All right. They might put a bag over your head, and you might wake up in a concentration camp. And you know what you're gonna see? You're gonna see this. That's them FEMA camps.
I dreamt about how things were.
They're dragging you. Where they taking you? Every enemy of the state. Let me take it back so you can hear.
I dreamt about how things were.
Every enemy of the state.
Every enemy of the state. What is that? That's a guillotine. Okay? That is a guillotine. What is it meant to do? To cut your head off. All right? Now, let me get two quick precepts and I'll come back to this video. Revelation 2:10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. That devil, who's that talking about? That's not talking about the spiritual demon Satan, but his physical counterpart Esau. They're the ones who are ultimately sending these orders down. All right. So that prison is going to be that concentration camp. And what does it say? It says that ye may be tried and ye shall have tribulation, meaning trouble, 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So they might tell you if you don't take the chip, guess what? You're an enemy of the state. This is what's going to happen to you. So imagine standing there and seeing another brother right there getting his head chopped off. Bang. And you know you next. They tell you take the chip or we're going to take your head off. You see that? Next precept I wanted to get is beheaded. Yep, Revelation 20 verse 4. All right, it says, and I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushai and for the word of the Most High, and which had not worshipped the beast. Who is the beast? The beast today, all right, is Esau's system. All right, NATO, the EU, and America. Okay. It says neither his image, all right, this which is this system, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. That's the mark of the beast. And they lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years. So why were they put to death? Because why were they beheaded? Because they did not take the mark of the beast. All right. Some of us are going to be martyrs. That's why we read in Revelation 2:10 that they're going to cast some of us into prison. Some of us are going to get spiritual power. Some of us are going to survive and see the Lord's return. But some of us might get our heads chopped off and come back with the Lord in the chariots. Don't worry. We're going to respawn. Okay. We're going to respawn.
Last night I dreamt about how things were.
Of every enemy of the state.
See that? So they lined up. They're about to go next.
And then I woke up here.
Great state. That's what's going to happen in them FEMA camps, man. Okay? That's what's going to be taking place. So just keep in mind that we're headed towards that the time that the scriptures told you about, man. All right, Jeremiah 30:7, Daniel 12:1. And we're going to keep bringing those scriptures out because that is the times we're in. We are in the time of prophecy. And a lot of these prophecies are not sweet prophecies, man. All right, at least not for the world. Okay, so yeah, let your President Trump declare this national emergency under the Stafford Act, and let FEMA start getting active, and let them come loose, man, and let those coronavirus numbers rise. All right, and let them declare that martial law. Okay, and you guys really gonna see what all hell looks like. All right, in this place. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what I wanted to bring out. Okay, shalom to those watching. Oh, Salakia, if it was buffering, on the stream, I didn't see the comment. Yep. Hey, these people gonna lose it, man. All right. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. And you know what? Before I end it, let me actually pull one last precept. Ezekiel 33:33, man. Okay. This is Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 33. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. That's all these prophecies. Then shall they know that a prophet has been among them. So when you got certain people caught up in this, okay, they're gonna know, oh shoot, we were told, we were warned. When you got certain people standing in line and they telling them you got to get microchipped, they're gonna remember this, man. They're gonna remember the videos, they're gonna remember us out there, they're gonna remember our faces, all right? And they're gonna know, man, but that's gonna be a time of regret because you're gonna seek the Lord and you're not gonna find him, man. Okay. So yeah, 2020, the year of prophecy. This is definitely the year of prophecy, man. The year of biblical prophecy. Okay. So hey, we're gonna watch and see what happens, man. But just keep your eyes open. All right. Keep watching the news, man, and stay in prayer. Okay. Stay in prayer, man. Yeah, Trump already issued a state of emergency a while back, but that was for the wall. All right, now he's issuing another state of emergency under the Stafford Act. All right, which I just read in here. Okay, so like I said, let's see how it goes. All right, let's watch what the Lord is gonna do. Okay, and don't worry about it, man. Kyle Morris, brother said I tell people about this, but apparently I'm crazy. Oh, don't worry. Like I just read in the precept, when the time comes, they gonna know. All right, they're gonna know. So with that, I'm gonna end it here. Lord's willing, this was edifying unto the elect. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachak Udash. Until next time, Shalom.